Hello, everybody. This is number 4 from the Odd Pod. I don't work for NBC News, and I definitely don't work for Moose Knuckles. And if you want to know why I'm covered up, it's because this is the new world that we're in. And the other reason is it's not about what I look like, it's about the message. From my last one, I got all type of critiques saying I should do this, I should do that. All I'm doing is rattling off stuff that's on the top of my brain, and you put it together. It's real simple like that. It's not anything that's special. It's probably things that go through a lot of people's minds, or does it? Anyway, today I want to talk about the God Pod, or the Odd God Pod, for the reason of the coronavirus and what it made us aware of. I call it a God Pod because I'm talking about it. Well, God Pod, Odd Pod, so I named it a God Pod. I don't know. Just sound like it might be catchy, might be, it might not. But anyway, people don't believe in God, and you have people that believe in God, but do they really believe in God? But we don't know, as nobody actually went back and came back and told us that there is a God. So we don't know. But me, I believe in God because why should I take the chance of not believing in God? That's why I do. I'm not going to tell you my denomination because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you believe. If you're a Christian, if you do good, you don't kill people, you're nice to your neighbors, and all that type of stuff, it works. If you're a Jewish person and you're a nice person, I mean, you do nice things and you're nice to your neighbors, and it works. If you're a Muslim and you do nice things and you're neighborly and everything is all right, in your soul, it's what it is. Everybody chooses what religion is in their soul. And if you choose not to have any religion and you're a nice person and you do good things, that's a good too. Because I can't see something or someone you call God and you do all the things that God tells you to do, but you actually really don't believe in them because you haven't seen them, that you're going to hell. That part, I really don't believe. Nice is nice, and that's what it's all about. Because if there was no order, what will there be? Chaos. The bottom line, COVID-19, it made us realize a lot of things. First of all, 3 great things happened with COVID-19. Even though one thing bad happened is that people are dying because of it. But in the amount of people that's dying to the ratio of what had to happen is incredible. Because we don't really, if that's really the cause, that if you believe God does everything for a reason, then these are the reasons. First of all, COVID-19 forced, I don't know how many cars off the road, but it stopped emissions from going to the air, destroying our ozone layer. Just 3 months, it changed the whole scope of our ozone layer, healed countless holes in our ozone layer just in 3 months. Our waters are bluer, and just in 3 months. 2 things that need to happen. We need to breathe the air, and we need to drink the water. The third thing was racism. Wow. Did anybody think that racism will be one of the top 3 problems in the world? Well, if you look at God, God says it is. What happens is, it took 3 months on everybody isolated, COVID-19, everybody's in the house. Everybody on binge watch everything they're supposed to binge watch. So everybody's just scrolling through everything, and we probably watch everything. There's nothing to look at. And all of a sudden, you see a police officer kneeling on a person's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. The thing is, I really thought the police Because some of them have mental breakdowns. They go in bug out mode. But is it really a bug out mode? It might have been. But what about the other officers just sitting there watching? What made them think that it was all right for another officer to kneel on another person's neck that long, them not even pay attention, not even turn around, for a person that's kneeling on a person's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and that was all right? So when you look at it, has the police went too far? Has the system went too far? Or is it some strong sense of the leadership that they think that it's all right? And I call leadership Donald Trump, because I'm a black man. Obviously, you can see by the color, but it doesn't matter what color I am, because the message is the message. And I watched the protests. I watched almost 30,000 people march by me one day, and I noticed one thing: 90% of them were white. And guess what? That's what we needed. We don't need the black people. We done did this over and over and over again. We're sick of marching. We're sick of yelling, accept us as human beings. We are human beings. And if you don't realize it, Africa was a nation that allowed any human being to come over. And what did you do? You came over, you raped the land, you take all our gold, you enslave us, you take us to other countries, you enslave us. Then even when we have our little own communities, we allow anybody in our communities. We allow Spanish, we allow, come on in, come on in. It seems like, why would black people be the only people on earth that are not racist? You might see some people that don't like black. Black people that don't like white people. They don't like Spanish. They only don't like them because of what you do to us. Because if you look at it, we don't have a hating bone in our body. And the hate that you see us act on each other, it's a hate that we were even taught to hate ourselves. It takes a deep indoctrination of this, which comes from so far back that, all we could do is think about the stuff that was recorded and that was told to us. I never experienced it, even though I was born in the early 60s. I experienced a lot of things, but because I was oblivious to really black and white, it didn't really affect me as much as it might affect a lot of people, because I stayed in books and I stayed astute as much as anyone else. But there's a few times in my life where there's racist incidents. But one thing about a black person, or a person that learns certain things, we know how to let certain things slide off because we've seen it before. We've been there before. And if we fight back too hard, nobody will suffer but us. So it's only so far that we can go. If you look at the people that riot, they were opportunists. There were possibly people that say, hey, we've been here before. Let's just tear this store open. But people don't also realize, you gotta remember, 3 months of COVID-19, nobody has no money, the stores is closed. Hey, open them up. Hey, let's go shopping for free. You did this. We didn't do it. But America is now being watched because also we have the dumbest leader we ever had in history. And he's not dumb in the sense of just all the way, everything he's dumb about. It's just that he's naive for the simple fact that he can't handle racism as a whole. He couldn't even handle the virus correctly. He let the states deal with it. Don't want to put his hand on it. Don't want to say Donald Trump messed this up. I don't understand that. You think he's going to have a legacy. You're not going to have a legacy. The best thing that's going to happen right now is Donald Trump get voted out, and nobody ever has to see him again. Nobody will ever listen to him. He's going to be trying to tweet. He's going to be trying to say things. But guess what? That's going to hurt him more than anything. Because right now, he's the president of the United States. He's the most powerful man in the world. And you're going to watch everything he does, clean his fingernails, whatever he wants to do. They're going to have a camera on it. But when he gets out of that office, I think Donald Trump will go away and die in obscurity because nobody wants to hear him anymore. And it happens to all presidents. Usually when a president gets out of there, for some strange reason, they don't talk anymore. You don't hear them anymore. Maybe they have national security issues or something like that, that they're being watched all the time, so they don't say much. So, but they will say, they will come and say a small thing about some activities that is happening in the world. They'll say something, but otherwise, they don't want to talk too much. With Donald Trump, they probably don't want him to say anything, and hopefully, when Donald Trump gets out of office, that I'm looking for him possibly to go to jail for some reason. They're going to find something because he has irked too many people. Come on. You fired a guy that's investigating you. Come on. I guess that's what I would do. Hey, if I'm the leader, guy's investigating me, hey, fire him. You're right. If you have the power to do that. But guess what? Look at the eyes of everybody else. They're still watching you. They're just waiting till you get out of power, and then you're done. But let's get back to COVID-19. COVID-19, when you look at it, it's a small thing compared to what the earth is dealing with. We're dealing with something we have to shake off here. We're dealing with ailments, stuff like that. But still, we got to bless the rock. The rock is dealing with a lot more viruses and all type of things than we're dealing with, and it's fighting it off every day. We're stuck over here hating and worry about small things, food, money, all this type of stuff, and forget that we're on the rock. Every day, every time I do this God Pod or the Odd Pod or whatever you want to call it, I just want to remind you that we're on the rock. I'm going to make it short. That's the Odd Pod for the day. Stay tuned for the next one.